Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you some Master League action today. So that means we're on a custom map called Crossroads. You may recognize this from Company of Heroes 2, remade in Code 3 by the same map maker, White Flash Reborn. Don't think I've cast a single match on this game so far, since it is only a custom map at this stage. But here's a quick look over. This is some lower bracket action. So that's what it looks like. Very similar layout overall compared to the Code 2 variation, though the bases are kind of offset a bit more. Slightly different layout there, but very, very similar. Two big buildings in the center. But yeah, we've got Barton playing with US forces, spawning on the left, and Theodosios with Wehrmacht on the right. Would expect to see some full meta action here today. And that means we've got Armoured Battle Group locked in by Barton straight away. He's going for the 4x4 truck with the Vet 1 immediately. Going to send it straight in and do some harass on the fuel point, it looks like. Got a machine gun coming up there. Looks like Theodosios has gone for a double Pio into MG42 start. Sets up here. The truck backs away before it takes too much damage from the MG42. Trying to remember how much penetration the MG42 has in this game, long range. I think it's maybe like 1.6-ish. Just kind of interesting. Considering like handheld, like LMGs have got like a lot more than that. But I mean, it works out fine. I think it's a fine value. It's just the handhelds that are overtuned. Nice little maneuvering here from Barton. Getting some harass done, but we've got some reinforcements coming in now. He's got to be careful about how he extracts himself. Doesn't want the very vulnerable rear armor showing. Scoots down the side. Shingo gets a burst in, but he will survive that front and side armor. Somewhat sturdy. Does have engineers here for repairs if he needed it, but can also activate self-repair on this, and doesn't even cost any munitions. As most of those abilities did in Code 2, it's for free in this game. So it does open up, I'd say, more build opportunities. You know, you can get away with not going for engineers for quite some time because of that 2-minute cooldown. Not too bad. For 3 minutes, you definitely need engineers, but 2 minutes, you kind of get away with it. Just definitely applying a bit of pressure with this. Coming in here for a few sprays. Good cut-off maneuver here from Barton. Of course, Theodosios has gone for breakthrough. His MP40 Grenadiers, very popular against US forces. Kind of gives you, you know, ability to fight back against the bar riflemen, and gives you, in fact, like a bit of a timing window against them, where you have MP40s and they don't have bars in response. So you can actually get some work done in the meantime. 404 having to duck away here. There's potential for Theodosios to pressure on the machine gun. It's going to get away. You can, of course, go for like infantry officer quarters, and that'll give you access to Fausts on your Grenadiers. So you've got to be careful driving in with a 4x4, because the opponent could pop this upgrade and catch you off guard quite early on, earlier than building like a Panzer Grenadier company or the Luftwaffe company, which also unlocks the Fausts. So you got to watch out for that. But it doesn't look like Theodosios is going for that option. That's kind of what you saw quite often early on, when players were spamming Grenadiers with this straight into tier 4, like rushing. It's not as popular of a strategy these days. It's still somewhat viable. Looks like Theodosios has gone for healing as well. You do have the option with these Grenadiers, you know, with that Vet 1 med kits, especially if you go for the upgrade here, to kind of not need healing as much. Get away without that for a lot longer. But I'm not seeing that from Theodosios in this particular match. No flamer about to pop for Theodosios, so not a particularly good fight from, but also not that many windows out this side of the building. Looks like Barton's going to use this timing to sneak down onto the cutoff yet again. Bit of action down the far side, but getting out of there early, not much to do there. And the 4x4 is actually dropping off a team weapon that looks like a machine gun out the back. Scout's going to pick that up. They're nice and cheap to reinforce, so a good option for redrawing team weapons. Haven't seen too many players go for the US Forces machine gun though. Barton definitely has his own tweaks to this mechanized build. Still has 3 riflemen though. Getting the infantry support center up now. I'm actually a little bit surprised he's gone for it this late. Look how much resources he's floating. Could have had this out a long time ago. So yeah, that is somewhat surprising. Barton maybe a little bit behind, missing his timing. And those do take a while to upgrade those support centers. Can slow you down if you mistime them like this. But it seems like Barton has had the edge in terms of territory control to this point in the match. Okay, assault grenades in on the MG in the building. Ooh, got out the last second and gets behind the shrubbery. Gonna get away with it. That was a very lucky break for Barton. Well-timed assault grenades. Nearly got the result there for Theodosios.
Enemy contact.
Getting some sandbags up on the cutoff. Trucks coming down here to harass a bit. Flamer now for Barton. Good at denying the cover through the center of the map. Similar to Go-To. This gets very low. Doesn't actually have repairs available. The engineers are occupied, so 4x4 could be out of action for a while. Barton doesn't quite have enough munis for another weapon drop-off. A lot of players do go for munitions, surplus and bars at this stage. Does not quite have the fuel for that yet though.
Commander, all vehicles will now
oh, here's this captain going.
Enemy in control of all victory points.
Runs into very close range, but maybe with the assistance of the engineers he can win this. Yep. Theodosios is going to get out of there nice and early. Bring the 4x4 up as well. Could do some capping with it, like on the cutoff. Or cap and repair at the same time. Both an option. Goes here against the scout in the building. I wonder if a model from this window would get the elevation bonus. Might do.
One of our strategic points is under attack.
Capping down here now as well. Getting some sandbags up on the points. Oh, it's going to be a Greyhound from Barton. This is a very late Greyhound. I didn't actually notice that he'd completed motor pool. He's also built a mortar rather than deciding to deploy one. But you would just have enough munitions to do so now. He's going to build 2 mortars, which is a pretty popular thing to do against Wehrmacht with their strong team weapons. Double mortars, quite a popular option. Oftentimes you don't even need double mortars though. Just a single mortar can get the job done once it gets those delayed fuse shots. Have a quick look at what Theodosios has got going. Okay, so he's gone into rapid production. Does have Panzergrenadier Company up. Has built a anti-tank gun from that. And there we go, Greyhound out to the side. Has gone for seek and destroy.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Mortar coming very close to the front lines here. Bit of a close call for the scouts. They go down. A couple nasty shots there. I feel like that was a bit of bad luck.
They've captured a
Click on that.
victory point.
There we go. Good little kill there.
All rifleman squads are being upgraded with VARs, Commander.
And here we go. AT gun comes up for the Greyhound. Does have enough health to survive 2 AT gun shots if it's at full strength. Coming across to the side. The engineers are right on the far edge and they're going to get forced away. Looks like he's going to go in for a bit of damage on the far edge. Maybe try jam the high muni point capture. AT gun's heading out that direction. Got bars now complete from Barton. But yeah, he just mistimed his tech quite a lot right across the board. Now he's really cooking with the bars. Bit of pressure coming through on the mortar that's having to reposition. I've been doing pretty well. The mortar's helping out. So he's going to get away because here comes a squad of Peregrines. A bit greedy here from Barton, trying to set up for some more mortar barrage action. He's coming back in with the low health Greyhound as well. The AT gun is facing up this direction. Mortars, when they are auto-firing, quite slow. Very slow rate of fire on them. There we go. Greyhound gets a shot off. And ducking behind the tree line. The attack ground and misses. Greyhound rolling through. Here comes the flamer. No abuse from Barton though on the flamer. I thought he'd be stutter stepping. I wonder if that's against the rules in Master League. Wow, that was a close call on the captain too, wasn't it? I don't know what the rules are. But you know, if you kind of like, yeah, attack, stop, attack, stop.
Vehicle crews
And, get your flames to fire very rapidly. Good against units in cover like that. Might be against the rules though. I'm not sure what the rules are. It's definitely on the exploit side of things. Has to go for a cutoff, but the MG's back there, and so is the Peregrine. Could even be a retreat grenade situation for Theodosios. It doesn't have the munitions for it actually, so could have been a shout. I personally didn't know the retreat path. I thought it might retreat down here, but it retreats out to the corner. I suppose with the base being more in the corner, that makes sense.
Check the line. Capture point under attack.
All right.
But it's a double tick Luftwaffe company and Panzergrenadier company. Maybe Theodosios trying to dig in and go straight for a Tiger. Okay, well, good shot there from the Jaegers with the Shreks. Knock out the 4x4. Had a decent run. The pressure on the AT gun meanwhile. Greyhound doing a bit of a drive-by. Runs out of momentum though, has to get away from that MG42. The double mortars though, letting it rip, going for the Jaeger Shreks. Greyhound coming out this direction. Does a little bit of damage, he ducks off to the side, wants to complete the decapture on that point. Greyhound coming in, he's got an AT gun up here now as well, Barton, just in case. Maybe went for that before he saw Luftwaffe company. Able to force away one mortar with the MP40 Greens. A bit of capping out to the far side, and you can see Theodosios winning quite handily on victory points at this stage. He's had a good hold on this point. He's managed to harass down here quite a bit as well, so doing very well in that department. Good mortar barrage out the back, MG chopped up fast there. Coming up to the far side of the Greyhound. One foul's not going to be enough to give it an engine crit from this threshold. He does have the AT gun rotating down this direction. Greyhound getting a monster shot in there though. Oh, he's just slapping so hard. Oh my god. 3 shots in a row. Even Barton wasn't expecting it to go that way. Pops Seek and Destroy helping with this chase down. The AT gun set up this direction. The Greyhound misses the kill shot.
Captain and his retinue
Oh.
reported killed in action.
While that's going on, the captain died for
3
Barton.
command points available.
Ouch. So, his luck ran out, you know. He got 3 great shots in a row, but then he kept missing. Couldn't quite get the kill. Of course, that received damage bonus on retreat that it happens in Code 3 has to be playing in. B-Green's chasing down this AT gun. So with that, I'd say Theodosios probably in the lead. He's got a couple kills, you know, that 4x4 Captain Greyhound. Troubling signs.
Defend our victory point.
Nice.
We're losing it.
Oh no, it's
Our
coming.
Greyhound is here.
Greyhound. Oh, okay, this has been queued up for so long. I was confused. Rebuild on the Greyhound from Barton. That's interesting. Of course, ED8 is on offer in this
They've taken our victory
battle group, so he doesn't have to worry about taking up beyond this point. And I suppose he's already got enough resources pretty much for the EZ8 at this stage, well, in terms of fuel, so can't afford to squeeze out another Greyhound, try to keep some pressure going. But it's interesting play from Theodosios going for both stages of tech. He's even gone for Panzer Company now. I thought he might be going straight for a Tiger stall. But no, he's going to be pushing out a Panzer IV at some stage. I'm very surprised by him side-ticking to Luftwaffe Company, going for Jaegers. That's an unexpected choice. But yeah, he's a decent chunk of fuel away, maybe about a minute and a half, depending on how he manages to hold on to the map. Looking pretty good from him at this stage, though, with all those kills against Barton. Having mortar barraging on the MG. Oh, it's getting hammered. And it gets decrewed. It's going to lose its vet. The time fuse can also do some damage to the decrewed weapon as well. But the mortars have to get out of there. They're under pressure from the flamer. Greyhound switching sides here. Did take a Faust. Just got to be careful. It's a little bit lower in health.
We've got him.
He's going to recrew that machine gun. Could merge into it as well. Oh, he's going to retreat it. A little bit surprising. I thought he'd go for the merge. Try to keep it on the field. Barton falling further behind on the VPs. It's going to get a bit dicey for him as well once that Panzer IV arrives, which is in production. When we look back here, he's got munition surplus, so that's good, but he doesn't have any of these other upgrades. Sometimes we see players squeeze in advanced logistics before the EZ8. Doesn't look like Barton's attempting that. He's instead of that going for the Greyhound pressure.
Incoming.
Okay. I think it's maybe suboptimal, but everyone's got their own style. It's got grenades as well. Grenading Jaegers away. But here comes the Panzer IV. He does have double anti-tank guns to answer this. He's under quite a lot of pressure at this stage from Theodosios. Just steamrolling down the centre. He's managed to pick up a second P-Green as well. Greyhound getting a couple good shots in the AT gun and the Panzer IV kind of jamming each other. Rifleman inside the building. Got to be careful. The building's getting quite low in health. And he's retreating there. Oh, but he's taking huge damage on retreat. Looks like he's going to be alright. MG's, or mortar rather, is in some trouble. Oh, nice little bushes on fire animation there. That's pretty cool. Oh, medic's picking up a lad, getting away. And that does give US forces often a bit of a manpower edge throughout the match.
They got us pinned down over here.
getting those free reinforcement costs. Whoa, what was that? Was that the flamethrower? It's controlled by a ghost. Spooky. Got the AAT guns up here, but he just doesn't really have that much support. I imagine a machine gun would go down really well for Barton here to help protect his AAT guns, but doesn't have that luxury. He ended up losing that.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
How did he lose that machine gun? Did I catch that on camera? I can't remember. Maybe it was inside the building.
Defend our victory point.
I had to have been. Third AT gun coming in from Barton. Still 1 1/4-ish command points away.
Get a clear field of fire.
Coming in for a couple shots
Take our
here.
victory point.
Engineers have been reinforced.
But the VP pressure very, very high at the moment.
Looks good enough for us.
Territory.
Here comes the infantry now, swarming in against these undefended team weapons. Theodosios choosing a good time to really spring his attack before the Easy 8 command points have materialized. One AT gun down, the other one's getting very low. The Panzer IV's coming in as well. Here comes the third anti-tank gun from Barton though, might work out for him. Pegrins from the side,
Anti-tank gun.
getting pressured. Third AT gun lining up, but he just doesn't have the front line to answer this attack from Theodosios.
Territory out of
Just so badly outnumbered. The machine gun loss from Barton, you can really feel the impact of it here. Probably had
Anti-tank gun is out of action.
just enough to squeeze in one more unit on top of the Easy 8 as well, but he's really trying to stretch that timing as far as he can. Theodosios even managing to push out a Stosstroop in here. Looks like he's gone for the vet bonus
We have 75
from his tech structure as well. And now Theodosios just smashing these team weapons. Barton, no hope of recovery. The Easy 8 finally coming in now,
barracks taking fire.
but arriving a touch too late. Theodosios managing to get the damage done just before it arrives. The Easy 8 revealed, coming down the side, but we've got the Jägerschreck there as well as the AT gun. A Fausting squad, 2. Panzer IV coming in. 50 VPs left for Barton, but it's too late. A triple cap cooking. He's capping up here, but that means he's got nothing to support the Easy 8.
Isn't hailing us.
And that's a big old GG moment.
Our territory is cut off from
Well-timed attack there from Theodosios.
Roger that.
Just,
We will reinforce without your word.
Pulling ahead. Or with those couple wipes against the machine gun. The 4x4 and Barton going for an unusual strategy with all the Greyhounds. Not really working out too well. Maybe needed like one extra squad of infantry to help against the Panzer Grenadier and MP40 pressure. GG though, on to game 2. So here we are for game 2, and you can see Theodosios has decided to go for airborne and for 2 Pathfinders to kick things off.
Pathfinders, ready.
Looks like he's done that
Back to full strength.
trick where you can, if you queue up your scouts first and then go for Pathfinders,
We can find
saves
a way.
you a bit of manpower. I think it's 10.
Rifleman
So
ready.
I think scouts are 160, Pathfinders are 200, reinforcing it costs you 30. So yeah, saves you 10 manpower.
See if we're still here.
You can get the timing down. Don't want to slow down your start too much. But following that has gone for the barracks. So going into rifleman after that point.
Orders.
I've tried out a few Pathfinder starts recently myself. They still do work. But I'd say the problem is, you know, the airborne paratroopers, they're just not that special compared to riflemen. So it just doesn't make that much sense to try and use them
All quiet.
and like mess up your techs and reduce your mobility and do all sorts of bad things, especially with the upgrade. The munition surplus upgrade is somewhat bugged, so that only paratroopers you deploy before you get that upgrade benefit from the cost reduction. Hopefully that'll change in the next patch, and maybe paratrooper builds will be a bit more viable because of that. But yeah, they're somewhat viable, but here we are in a tournament, you want to be going for the absolute strongest possible strategy, not mucking around with some tightrope shenanigans. Double Pio MG into 2 Grenadiers from Barton.
The enemy is
This
stealing
will be the most popular start, especially on this map. Maybe we'll see a different build on some different maps. Sandbags here, coming back to bite Barton a little bit. Looks like a couple rifle models will have some cover, but the ones at the front probably being targeted do not. So only if the battle really drags on will that become a factor. He's trying to sneak around to the side. They can, of course, reinforce off this forward tech structure, so they can do it for the long haul. Pathfinders should have an easy win over the Pios out to the side here. Barton a little bit late reacting to this. Tries to go for a cut-off maneuver, Theodosios, but the machine gun just catching him on the edge. Ends up getting pinned before he clears the arc. Is healthy enough, not in too much trouble on their retreat, and Theodosios is going to come back here to regather the cutoff. Try to connect this fuel point. I don't think he's going to be able to do that though before it gets decaptured. But recapping out the side here. Overall, pretty even split on the map so far.
We've lost a territory sector.
Okay, it's going to be a weapon support center from Theodosios, so he is... He's doing some stuff that I have no idea what he's up to. So that's a refreshing change of pace.
Commander, we've lost a sector.
I wonder if he's going to go for a sniper. It's the only thing that really makes sense to go for from this building, I think.
Don't go charging in right after you lob a damn grenade.
We'll have to wait and see. It's definitely exciting not to see, just to see something a bit different. Barton has gone for tech, MP40s. Going for a couple upgrades on those now. So yeah, it's going to be breakthrough again. Pathfinder's sneaking around the corner on the machine gun. Going to go for the decapture here. He's going all the way down to the fuel point, it looks like. Bit of a standoff here. Nice heavy cover positions for Theodosios, making it very difficult to push in. Getting a bit of healing on the field.
For the MSC, done.
MG's rotating across. Got the mechanized support center, MSC. You heard the announcer. So yeah, definitely a completely different strategy here for Theodosios. Maybe once a... okay, it's going to be a quad. He's going for like kind of day one strats almost. Except it used to be pure Pathfinder spam. Now he's mixed in a few riflemen and into the quad. Going to be arriving at a pretty good timing. You can see in terms of fuel he was bang on there. Of course, you know, having gone for both of these starting tech structures, a little bit slower than it used to be. But still pretty fast. And do have the V1 tech from Barton, so he's got the Fausts already. Quad's going to have to keep at range.
Capture point is being overrun.
And that does mean that Barton has not gone for healing. Gone for Panzergrenadier Company now himself.
Sector lost. No contact.
He's also picked up a mortar quite early on. Looks like Barton's really a big mortar man. Gone for 2 of them as US forces as well.
The enemy have taken territory from us.
Looks like he did do a little bit of damage to these riflemen. The quad peppering away now. I imagine Theodosios is going to try save for bars from this point. Some long-range damage done, and now a mortar next for Theodosios. AT gun going to be the answer from Barton. But yeah, the quad, I'm not a huge quad fan. It's just, you know, it doesn't have suppression, of course. Oh, I feel like its damage isn't that impressive. It's quite slow. It's not that well armored. Not a big quad fan. This was, you know, it's a bit of a shame. I was quite a heavy quad user back in the Code 2 days. Here we go, mortar. Gonna flush this MG42 out of the center. Quite a slow retreat here from Barton. Getting absolutely blasted while this barrage is going on. He's very slow getting out of there. Looks like he activated the incendiary rounds. He's trying to stay in for as long as possible and maybe hoping to catch the quad off guard. It's interesting. So I guess you can't see those activatable abilities when the unit's inside the building. So I had no idea he had them. There's I think they're called phosphorus rounds in this game, right? Had no idea he had those activated. AT gun connecting for one shot. Theodosios backing away. But he needs that Vet 1 for the shoot and scoot to help get away faster. Does have healing up now, Barton, after he's, you know, got his tech up. Got the AT gun in response. So overall he's making a lot of wise moves. Now we've got engineers for repairs on the quad.
M1918 automatic rifles will be distributed imminently.
You hear the announcer. The bars are underway. But in the meantime, the rifles are struggling a touch. Of course, no cheaper
Reports of enemy movement near our
munitions tech. So he's going to have to spend a lot of this munitions going for the second bar on all these riflemen.
Near our munitions point.
Looks like he's going to go for the smoke and grenade package on these Pathfinders now as well. They also would have got cheaper with the upgrade, but not possible. Theodosios. But now here we go, double bars starting to come through, and he had enough munitions for that to apply to every squad, so resources timing's working out well for Theodosios with this build. Trying to hold the ground against these grenadiers. They throw the grenades out, retreats into them a bit. Close call. Pathfinder's gonna get out of there. The quad coming out to the far side. This could be a squad wipe. Oh, but the quad's just a little bit too slow, isn't it? Maybe if he was a bit more onto it, could have started the chase earlier. Pies get away there. That was a close call. If he had Vet 1, maybe he would have, you know, popped shoot and scoot and gone for a chase down. Decided against it though. And this is one of the benefits of airborne. Can paradrop in AT guns. So he doesn't have to go for the motor pool. And you know, he's got a light vehicle in the form of the quad, so he doesn't need the motor pool for a light vehicle or an AT gun, so save resources in that regard. And I guess Theodosios is going to try use that to push out some very fast Sherman tanks, maybe upgrade them with the 76mm up gun later on. Haven't seen too much of that since they got nerfed though. I think they changed the damage cap on the 76mm gun so that it can damage one fewer model per shot. Just made them fall out of favour. Mortar getting the lucky retreat there. AT gun connects with the quad once, has to back away. MP40's closing in here. Double bar rifleman too low in health to win that fight. So a lot of retreats across the field. Had a couple grenades going off. Mortar retreating out the back here, and then it's going to run off the field. Drops the weapon back home though. It's, you know, it's nice and easy to recover it and reinforce it from back there though. So yeah, it's double mortars again from Barton. He really loves the double mortars. And it looks like Theodosios is not going to have much to shoot at with this AT gun for quite some time. maybe could have done with a machine gun himself.
Territory out of supply.
Or maybe not,
They've
because
cut
he's
us
already
off.
up against double mortars. Maybe a sniper? Could have been interesting to
Territory point
try and
is
see.
no longer under our control.
Yeah, Barton not really going for the Panzergreens, just going for the mortars instead. Quad
Air
paired back
Force
up.
beginning reconnaissance.
How's it doing? 1 kill so far. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's had that much impact. As I said, it's long range DPS just not that good, especially against units in cover.
Crates of grenades are on their way to us.
And it's just spending a lot of time out getting repaired up.
Keep your distance. Fight.
There we go, good fight coming in.
Get on with it.
I've been going for pour it on him instead of the sprint. That's interesting. Both options
Grenades are making their way to frontline forces.
pretty popular. Okay, here comes the Stug for Barton. Upgrade with the machine gun already. The AT gun is nicely positioned. We've got grenades as well. Could perhaps have gone for a snare on it to allow the M1 to try to get a few extra shots in. Slow the engine crew shock. Machine gun coming in now for Theodosios. Barton still has all his options open. Don't know if he's going to go immediately for the Tiger or go for some of this extra stuff. Breakthrough ability can be pretty good. Very, very rapid capping while that's active. Can make it hard to push back onto the map. Good if you've got a bit of spare munitions available around this stage of the game.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
We've got 59 pop cap to 75 for Barton.
Cover complete.
And has Theodosios, I don't think he's lost a single unit, right? But he
Victory
has,
point has fallen into enemy
excuse
control.
me, invested quite a lot into both tech structures, I suppose.
Heavy MG, spread out.
And bars and whatnot. Quite a lot into side tech.
Rifles losing integrity.
But yeah, it's still quite a powerful option this phase of the game. Does not have the Vet 1 immediately though, has not decided to go for the Panzergrenadier officer quarters, which will give him access to that
Cops are making their move.
high explosive option on the Stug.
Find cover. Where's our fucking support?
The double mortars landing on the riflemen. We're desperately trying to capture the fuel.
Leave him. That's almost good enough for us. Get to it.
Theodosios with a good chunk of manpower. Here come the P-Greens now from Barton, but the quad's coming back to try handle them.
Ground loaders!
A strategic point is
Oh, there we go. Good shot from the mortar, combining up with the M1919. But now the double mortars forcing away the machine gun. MP40 Greens charging ahead. Stug's coming in from the side. He knows the AT gun's position, knows it's under pressure, so
now in enemy hands.
feeling safe to come in. Get some damage done with the Stug. MP40's giving up the chase before they bleed too much manpower.
Crowd infantry. Tank comes soon enough, sir. Get a clear field of fire. Grenade.
Okay, assault grenades. Theodosios dodging.
Engage in the front.
40 Greens hang around for quite some time. Get low, but gonna survive. Theodosios under a lot of pressure from this tactic from Barton.
What's the mission?
Goes off a flare with the Pathfinders. T-guns, it looks like it's in range, but just outside. I feel like those indicators are slightly misleading sometimes in this game.
We have 300 points. Confirmed.
He's capping out on the edge, high munitions point. He's going to paradrop in another AT gun, it looks like. Has managed to get tank depot down, but still a good chunk of fuel away from a Sherman, which is what I would imagine he's going for, but might be a Hellcat to try and bully these Stugs away. And we'll have a look at Barton. Has gone down to Blitzkrieg. So, yeah, okay. Heard the
We must pull this back. We're down to
time.
300
Oh, that's the airburst. Theodosios going for the airburst. That's, I feel like that's just kind of worse than the time fuse. Even though maybe it should be more effective in that kind of circumstance. It is not. Maybe misclicked. Trying to make the best of it. Oh, Pyro's just getting away. I have to wonder if the rifleman chased there. Just went full chase, forgot about the grenade. Maybe he could have got the wipe. That would have been big. Theodosios needs something, it feels like. He is way behind on VPs.
enemy movement near a victory point.
Assault grenades out. Good dodge off to the side.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
1919 getting to work there. Look how much worse its suppression is compared to an MG42. Took a full burst, full burst out in the open. Didn't get suppressed. It's not until the second burst. Really got the job done. Meanwhile, you see Barton capping down the side.
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
We must pull this back. We're down to 300 points.
Well, Theodosios pushing back onto the center. Barton Stug heading across. Maybe heard this in the fog.
We're losing a fuel point.
Quad coming out to the side. One kill still after all this time. I really do think the quad is maybe a little bit under strength at the moment. Maybe its vet requirements could be too high as well. Wonder how its vet requirements work. I wonder if it gets like unique veterancy or it has to kind of share the requirements with. If you get the 75mm up gun option on the half track instead. I imagine we'll veer up faster, firing at vehicles with that upgrade. Oh, late retreat here from Barton, and he gets punished for it. He's too focused coming down the side.
Enemy movement near a victory
Good
point.
pick up there for Theodosios. Theodosios has lost a Pathfinder though at some stage. Don't know if I caught that on camera.
Deploying.
MG, waiting on you.
They've taken our victory point.
That's it. Point's ours.
One of the Strugs up to vet. I'm a little bit surprised Barton didn't go for the V1 pop
Get a
on
clear
the
field of fire.
Panzergrenadier Company. But okay, here comes the Sherman from Theodosios. Just a regular old Sherman, double mortars barraging. Double AT guns quad. Theodosios looking to get something going. We do have a Nebelwerfer from Barton as well.
Infantry.
Dude,
Enemy forces are converging
heavily
on the
invested
point.
into indirect fire.
Crowds are pushing us back. We're down to 250.
Mortar doing heavy damage to the quad. T-guns facing this direction. Got the double Stugs here, but here comes the Nebelwerfer. Targeting the mortar out the back. It's a pretty good connection. A T-gun gonna get some hits itself. Two shots. Stug facing the wrong direction. The Sherman. Okay, I thought he might go in for a risky move, and it would have been risky. The Axis anti-tank guns waiting right in that area as well.
Get a clear field of fire. We gotta take him down fast.
Looks like these sandbags not built close enough to the point. Barton's able to use them. Sprint, gonna look for a Faust. Not gonna be enough health damage. No, great attack ground. It's still not enough. Wow, that's exactly half health. I thought that would got the permanent engine crit. Maybe it's below 50% health. I thought it was on exactly 50% it could happen, but apparently not.
Rifle's losing integrity.
Well, that worked out pretty well for Theodosius then. Getting some repairs going. Just has the one engineer, but they do have Vet 1 on them. Oh, but he went for lighted up. Oh, and now the AT gun's getting hammered by these double mortars. Oh, the gunner just couldn't pick the weapon up and get away with it. And now Barton's swooping in. Boof, boof. Gonna kill off that AT gun. Bad news for Theodosius. Eventually the indirect fire got the job done for Barton. How are they doing? We got 4 kills. 4 kills, nearly Vet 2. And Nebelwerfer's ready to fire again. He's gonna go for a base barrage, I think. Just targeting the area outside of the base, hoping to catch something. Got another AT gun dropped in by Theodosius. And he's gone for the 76mm upgun, has he?
We need weapons. We need coordinates.
Alright.
Man down!
So he's going for that. Barton, meanwhile, trying to put down some bunkers, looking to lock down the VPs. 214 remaining for Theodosius. He's going to be feeling the heat here. He's got enough for the P-47 rocket strike now. Airburst out the back, forces the pack away. Oh, great shot there from the 76mm upgun. Double bounce though, these Stugs. The frontal armor is actually quite high, 210, compare that to like other mediums. And now the double mortar's really lighting up these double AT guns. Oh boy, this is not looking good for Theodosius. Is he gonna lose another AT gun here? Oh, just get away. Looks like the mortar barrages wore off. Very close call though. So we're at 69 for Theodosius to 84 for Barton.
The enemy has only
Who's
250 points
started
left.
investing into
Our adversary is down
bunkers,
to
of course.
250 points now.
Taking mortar fire!
We've lost control of a sector.
good maneuvering there by the quad. Forcing away the MG. 76mm coming in, hoping to get the kill. Close range Nebelwerfer. This Nebelwerfer is so loud, isn't it? It's crazy how loud that is. 1919 gets suppression on one, but these guys, very quick reaction from Barton, able to sprint around the corner. Still remain a threat. Going to go for the Muni point capture. Theodosius can potentially go for paradrop reinforcements if he feels he needs to save manpower, or save for the rocket strikes. I believe these rocket strikes can do crazy high damage at the moment. But they do take a while to come in. Easy to dodge. A little bit sloppy from Theo. He could have dodged that. He could have run away, but able to push forwards. Going to get the D crew on this AT gun. Looks like he wants to follow that up. The AT gun's coming up, trying to support this. The Stug's trying to prevent the kill. 76mm Sherman needs one more shot, and I think it's going to go down. But here come the MP40s from the sides. Well followed up there by Theodosius. Found an opportunity. And kind of needed something. Well, this is really risky from Barton chasing in this far. The 76mm with a lucky shot could easily get the job done. Werfer again. Oh, great targeting. AT gun's in a little bit of trouble. The double Strug's making some moves, but the second AT gun in a good position to shut this down. And now the 76mm Sherman's going in, looking for the kill on the Stug, but we've got a fresh pack coming around the corner. Sherman needs one more shot to get the kill, but the pack sets up. Just doesn't quite get the right angle on it. He's going to leave it set up, hoping to catch it as it backs away through the arc, but no.
Sherman tank finished and ready.
Great maneuvering there by Theodosius. And he gets a kill on the Stug. He's back in this game now. I'd say he's pretty much on level playing field with Barton,
They still have
who I could imagine is starting to save for the Tiger. probably did not want to have to rebuild
We're down to 200 points.
his anti-tank gun, otherwise he'd be able to bring in that Tiger very, very shortly. But great for Theodosios, who's managed to push out a second tank now. Second gun Sherman. Barton gets a Faust off, but he's under so much pressure. Theodosios, though, also getting quite low on VPs. It looks like Barton going for a fresh Stug as well. Take a snare coming in from the side. He's got the P-47 rocket strike coming in. Barton trying to dodge off to the side. Avoids pretty much all the damage, but still one Stug goes down. What a move from Theodosios here. He's playing out of his skin. Decrease the pack. The 76 mils coming in. And there goes the Stug just before it can get the kill on this Sherman. Huge plays from Theodosios. Now he's going to try to kill off all these decrewed support weapons. Bugged units after using an ability. I don't know what he's talking about, but that's unfortunate. Huge plays from Theodosios. I'm not sure what bug he's talking about. All right, well, there we go. Great stuff there from Barton. I mean, from Barton as well as Theodosios. But yeah, what a play from Theodosios. Really impressive. Like making his own strategy work. Seemed grim for a while. Seemed like Barton was just cruising his way through with the indirect fire really starting to take its toll. But Theodosios just saw a couple opportunities. Barton's slightly out of position. Got caught in some awkward positions and able to mop up after that. Well done, you know. Here's a new strategy for you guys to try out as US Forces. Doesn't seem to be too shabby at all. Well, yeah, that's a 2-0 victory. Well done by Theodosios, and he's going to win the series. GG.